Welcome back, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is your host, Galadon, and today we're talking about the Drive-By King. This is a strategy. Now, don't think of it as a violent drive-by. Not at all. We don't want to get demonetized. This is like a window shopping king. As we freeze the frame in this first attack, that's right, we're already into it. Check out right here. This is where the king is going to drop. This is where he is going to path, and he is going to kind of do a friendly window shopping drive-by of the town hall. Just going to cruise on by. He's going to say, hey, look at that big old town hall right there. I tell you what, I'm going to clear all these buildings out of the front so that the Archer Queen, my royal companion, can do the real dirty work. So as the queen moves in, watch that Nemesis very carefully funneled that corner with a balloon, the baby dragon, and the Barb King goes to the left. Now, as we slow this down, watch very carefully as the test wall breaker, did you see it right there, sneak in by the Barb King to make sure there's not a bomb right there against that wall so that the real wall breaker crew can get in and open up the pathway for the Archer Queen to the actual town hall. So there it goes. Here comes your Archer Queen, wall wide open, and the king already did his job. He has cruised right past that town hall and even taking out the defending Barb King as well, also kind of distracting those defenses so that the wall breakers would survive. And now the Archer Queen rolls in, takes down the town hall, and with a nice little freeze spell right there to make sure that she doesn't need her ability to get it done, that's going to allow Nemesis to get even further, more deeply into the space with the Archer Queen, and it becomes a relatively common Sooey hero Lalo is what most players refer to this as. The heroes go in with no healers, just get in there, get some value, get out, and then the Lalo portion begins. Now, of course, this is easier said than done, especially this second half. It does take a lot of practice, and again, multi-phase attacks like this, lots of different things can go wrong. But notice the heroes have gotten their job done. They've also created a nice little funnel for these loons to follow, and now it comes down to, that's right, spell timing and placement, as he's using the haste spells, the freeze spell, the rage spells, the warden ability, and more loons. Now, this is kind of where I fail on these Lalo attacks. I'm not great at these precision. Okay, this needs 3 loons here, 4 loons here, 5 loons here, 4 loons there. It's tough. I mean, that takes some practice and some planning. That's why this is an ideal attack for Clan War or CWL. Maybe not quite so much so for Legend League, obviously, because that whole hero drive-by thing at the beginning, that's not always going to work, especially because we've seemed to have landed in a meta again of ring bases, anti-2-star ring bases, which, by the way, Itsu finds super annoying. Check his videos out, and you'll notice that he finds ring bases not just annoying, but super annoying. And yes, at some point, we will move away from that meta, but it's going to require players to be able to easily down those bases first. And as it is right now, a lot of players having some success with those ring bases, and that's why we're seeing those in Legend League. But again, of course, you're not going to see those here in high-level CWL. This, of course, was Tribe Gaming last week in Champion 1. Okay, so we froze the frame again. Check out the king's path right here, because the baby dragon is going to funnel. The king is going to move downward to the 9 o'clock position and then down towards the 6 o'clock position, going right past the town hall. And because of those double walls, there's no chance that he turns in and gets distracted. He has a clear path and a clear assignment. Drive by, check out the town hall, but don't touch it. Also, watch for that single target inferno. As we resume and we check this out, the Barb King is going to have to deal with a single target inferno. So Lewis right here, what is that, Lewis Witten? Witten? That must be German. Anyway, so Lewis is going to go ahead and drop his Barb King and the ability right there to make sure that he doesn't get fried by the single target inferno. As we go to the slow-mo replay, watch as the Barb King does eventually get targeted, but here come the wall breakers. This time, no test wall breaker needed, because obviously the king and his barbs have wiped out any possible bombs in the area. And once again, you've got a pathway for the Archer Queen. Look at the beautiful use right here of the Hog Riders. So the intention was that they would be targeted by the single target inferno, also help the Archer Queen get through the Tesla more quickly, so that maybe he wouldn't need to use the freeze spell. But you'll notice the pesky little skeletons and the single target inferno means that Lewis has to use the freeze spell to effectively make sure the queen lives through it and gets the town hall. So she uses her ability, town hall goes down, Barb King has pathed way down there, and together they've gotten the town hall down with the king drive-by and a nice little funnel as well, and a little bonus time for the archer queen. Check out that test coconut loon right there that Lewis dropped in front of the slammer. That was beautiful, allowing the slammer to not take the damage from that seeking air mine and move even more deeply into the space. And this time it's Electron. That's right, the Electro Dragon moves in with a clone spell and taking out major defensive structures and of course the defensive Archer Queen right there in the middle, moving on to the Warden and the Eagle, not quite getting them down, but getting a little bit of damage done as Lewis moves in with Electro Dragons. So a beautiful attack, obviously showing the versatility of a drive-by king in one of these Sooey hero attacks. So this more like Sooey hero Electro Dragon, but you'll notice also the funnel really effective right here. Just the king and the queen took out that entire quadrant of the base, and that leaves the Electro Dragons a very narrow pathway to follow, and all of the major defenses are gone. You'll notice, of course, the Eagle, all of the Inferno Towers out of the way. Lewis able to use freeze spells to freeze multiple air targeting defenses right here, and a beautiful attack. Well done, well executed, and it really looks like, well, okay, like my attacks never do, and that is that pretty much everything went to plan. He had a plan, he executed it, and the Electro Dragons are going to do a great job right here and wipe out the remainder of this base. Now, if you guys want to see some of these attacks live, if you want to see innovative and different attacks, then stop by my live streams at fb.gg/real Galadon Gaming, where anytime Tribe is in a CWL or a clan war, I'm happy to show their attacks, and it is a lot of fun to watch them live. Also remember, at 2 million subscribers, we will have a Peter $17 face reveal, so make sure you hit that sub button, and of course, make the like button happy by gently depressing it. Okay, let's go ahead and watch another attack from Louis Vuitton as we freeze the frame. Just a show of hands, how many of you already dropped down to the comments to tell me how stupid I was for not knowing Louis Vuitton? All right, anybody down there editing those comments? Just change it to sorry Galadon. All right, okay, let's go ahead and check this one out. As you can see right here, obviously Louis is going to drop the king and path it towards the top of the base from about 3 o'clock this time, using that gap between the spell factory and the gold mine to make sure the king goes to the right rather than to the left. Once the king has gone driving past the town hall, the Archer Queen will roll in there behind the wall breakers and take it out. Now watch as he drops an insurance baby dragon just to make sure the king doesn't do anything crazy. Sure enough, the king does follow instructions and head off to the right-hand side, and just barely, Louis beautifully right there timed that one. That almost was a big mistake. Now he probably could have done the whole drive-by thing down and to the left, but he wants the king to get to the defending Barb King as well. That is a huge assignment right here. So here comes the Barb King with his ability taking out the defending Barbarian King, and this time again, no need for test wall breakers because the Barb King has already pathed right by that area, stepped on those tiles. We know the wall breakers are going to get those walls wide open, and the king was still in the area, distracting the archer tower and the cannon so that we didn't lose any wall breakers there either. And the Archer Queen has nowhere else to go. She has no choice. No matter what she wants to do, she has to go get this town hall. So here she goes, and Lewis waits so long to use the ability, finally cracking it right there. Now, I do call him Lewis because his name in Tribe when he competes is Lewis, if you guys are wondering. So Louis Vuitton is close to the correct pronunciation. I realize it's not quite, but close enough for us Americans, okay? And Lewis is his name, so I'm gonna call him Lewis. I hope you guys don't mind, all right? Anyway, so let's go ahead and watch the rest of this attack, as again, we've gone back to Lalo. Notice the skeleton spell, haste spells for the loons as he moves in with 4 freeze spells this time. So lots of plans here to get these balloons and everybody into a major amount of defenses in the core. No use of Electron as they roll in here. There you go, haste spells, freeze spells on the sweeper, the queen, the eagle, and an X-bow. That was massive value right there from those freeze spells, and a beautifully timed warden ability that helps keep those loons up through some of of the worst damage in the base. By the time the Warden ability wears off, check it out, there's really not that much left to worry about. A couple of Wizard Towers, a multi-target Inferno, and Louis dropping his last heal spell right there, helping those loons stay up through the damage. Obviously, cleanup units, the fire pups, that's a new one. Those lava pups back there are helping out, clearing out those remaining trash buildings as the loons move in. And again, easy 3-star, making it look way easier than it actually is. This is truly a high-risk, high-reward strategy. Once you've gotten this down with a lot of practice, then it does look extremely easy, and trust me when I tell you, it is easier said than done. I can break these attacks down, but perfecting any sort of Lalo attack is on Galadon's long-term bucket list. It just hasn't happened yet, but perhaps one of these days in the future, we will sit down and really give it a try for a whole season or something like that. So there it is. That is the last attack of the day. That is the Drive-By King. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down in the comments and what else you would like to see from future episodes. Thank you as always for sticking around all the way to the end of this episode. You are the true hashtag GalaFam. Now get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, be kind to people, animals, and easy on the planet. I'll see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon, don't mislead yourself and think that they stick around to hear you talk fast. They stick around to hear Peter $17.